I'm very under-levered, fortunately, but I'm very under-levered. I have a very, very small percentage of debt compared. In fact, some of it I did as favors to institutions that wanted to loan me money. $400 million compared to the assets that I have, all of these great properties all over the world, and frankly, the Bank of America building in San Francisco. I don't love what's happening to San Francisco.
Well, do I hear you right? It sounds like you're saying $400 million isn't that much.
One of the biggest office buildings.
But are you confirming that, yes, you do owe some $400 million?
What I'm saying is that it's a tiny percentage of my net worth.
That sounds
and
like
you'll see that soon because we're doing things, you know. We've given, I think it's 108 or 112 pages of financial detail to elections. And, you know, we have to file as the president, as any politician, you have to file. Nobody ever looks at that. When they do, they see how incredible the company is. But more importantly, they see where this debt is. No, I don't owe Russia money. I owe a very, very small. It's called mortgages. Yeah. People have a house, they put a mortgage.
Any foreign bank, any foreign entity?
Not that I know of, but I will probably, because it's so easy to solve, and if you'd like to do, I will let you know who I owe whatever small amount of money.
Bro, it's under-leveraged. Like, he's not even saying it right. He's such a good businessman that he doesn't know how to say the word leveraged. I'm terrible at math and all things related to, like, business, and I know how to say that word. So, and to his claim that he doesn't owe foreign governments any money, the fact that he hedged at the end there and was like, maybe, okay, so you do. So you do owe foreign entities money and people abroad. I mean, it's clear. When you look at how many times he went bankrupt, when you look at how he basically gave the middle finger to those who loaned him money in the United States, it's quite clear that Trump needed to look outside of the borders of America to get some cash, to then sink it, obviously. And it's very easy to connect the dots to see that that is what he has done. Trump owes hundreds of millions of dollars each to two financial institutions, Deutsche Bank and Lather Capital. Trump's loans from Deutsche and Lather were all linked to particular properties. They were either mortgages on the properties themselves or loans to fund the development of a property. Still, there have long been questions about why Deutsche and Lather would loan Trump so much given his history of stiffing his creditors. And from 2006 to 2014, he spent more than $400 million in cash on buying and developing various properties. Some journalists have long questioned how Trump got the money for all this, wondering whether he has other sources of funds he hasn't disclosed. The Washington Post's David Fahrenthold has reported that between 2006 and 2014, Trump made a major change in the way he did business. He started dropping large amounts of cash to buy and develop certain properties rather than relying on loans. Most notably, Trump bought and renovated a golf course in Turnberry, Scotland for over $200 million, for which he paid entirely in cash. The Trumps have claimed they simply had the cash on hand for this, but the New Yorker's Adam Davidson doesn't buy it. The portfolio of assets that Trump owns does not suggest that he would have so much money that he can casually spend a few $100 million on a whim, Davidson wrote in 2018. There simply isn't enough money coming into Trump's known businesses to cover the massive outlay he spent on Turnberry. Davidson also suggested that Trump's expensive purchases like this may truly have been on behalf of others, that he was laundering money for some shady, wealthy foreigners. So much of Wall Street, so much of our financial institutions institute fraud as a business model. So being a crook on Wall Street, being a crook in these big money deals, it's not a shock. And is it a shock that Trump would be laundering money for people? Please. He doesn't even know what constitutes illegality because he's such a crook by his very nature. He doesn't know where the line is. So of course he'd cross the line, and I don't even know if he'd know that he's doing it. Because he just blows through life and does what he wants, is reckless with money, goes bankrupt, loses people's money, screws them over, all for his own self-interest. That's what he does. So this is kind of the most obvious thing in the world to me. And this is what could be coming down the pike. Part of why Donald Trump doesn't want to leave office is because he knows once he leaves, some of these chickens are going to come home to roost. Some of this money that he owes to people, the hundreds of millions, they're going to come to collect Banks aren't going to go after a sitting president, but if he's not a sitting president anymore, and what he's done to the country, what he's done to the markets too, in many areas, they're not going to take lightly to this. They're not going to shy away. So things could be coming for Trump once he leaves office, if he leaves office. And that's part of what scares him so much.